Guess who's back? Back again.
Uni's back. Tell a friend.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Hi guys, it's me, your sister EuniUnni in the house today, and I'm so happy to see every single one of you. Just me filming this video is a very kind of emotional for me, but I just felt like the first thing that I needed to do is just to let you guys know that I'm okay. And yeah, I'm gonna give you an update of just details of what the heck happened to me and be perfect for me to catch up on some skincare because my skin has been looking so old and I've, been through so much the past 2-3 weeks, so I felt like I could literally see more dark circles and the lack of elasticity on my skin. Surprisingly, I don't have much acne because I think it's because of all the antibiotics that I've been getting, and all the clean food that I've been probably eating. Today, I'm gonna be trying out some new masks for me to just rejuvenate my skin and to give you an update of what the heck happened to me and sharing some of my favorite products or things that I used in the hospitals that really helped because I missed my monthly favorites. So let's get started. Okay, so today I'm gonna be trying this product out, and this is the FARMACY Honey Potion. And I'm really excited about this because just FARMACY itself, I really fell in love with their balm, and I could really notice why it's like the #1 balm at Sephora and things like that. And I really loved their little details of the products. Like for example, this is magnet, and I've actually never tried this product, but this is one of their bestsellers too. So I thought I will try this out because my skin does really need some rejuvenation. And while I'm doing so, now I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. So simply what happened was I thought I was just sick because of indigestive problems and things like that. And I went to 3 different hospitals, like local hospitals near my house, and they were all like, oh, I think it's just you ate something wrong, like you had food poisoning. I think if you just rest a little bit and eat something like porridge, like chook and stuff, you'll be fine at the end of the day and things like that. So I went to 3 different places. But what actually had happened was my appendix bursted and none of the doctors caught it. And for me, I mean, I'm not putting anyone at their fault, but it's just like I should have told them like how much I was in pain because every night it was crazy. It was just like unspeakable. Like it hurt so bad, and I blamed myself for such a long time because I'm like, dude, why didn't I go to the hospital right off the bat? And I was just so mad at myself, but I really didn't know. Like I had no idea that my appendix never bursted, I've never heard of stories like too much, close friends or close family members. So this all just started off with a little bit of feeling like a little bit of indigestive problem and things like that. And then at a certain point it hurt so bad and I knew like it wasn't normal, but I went to the doctors and they said it's just So I just thought, okay, it'll get better, if I just rest a little bit. And then at the night times, it was just really crazy. And in the morning times, it would get better. And I would have no energy, so I would go back to the doctors and I would get an IV. So it would, of course, boost up my energy. So I would feel like I'm getting better. Okay, and my skin's getting really dry, so I'm gonna put this on before. Right now, I just washed my face, put some toner on with my cotton pad, and it's like so pretty. I don't want to ruin it. It's probably very gooey. Oh, it's really gooey actually. Ooh, it's super gooey. They said to avoid the eye area and the mouth area, and my friend who has tried this product told me to avoid the nose area because every time your nostrils flare, I heard it like it heats up a little bit. I don't know how much of the product that I need. That seems like it's plenty enough. I'm just gonna try to use this spatula to bring it down. okay. It's just really gooey, like very honey-like. I think if I compare it with the I'm From Honey mask, the difference may be that... Oh, excuse me. Hi, babe. While I was talking on the phone, I spreaded it a little bit. So I'm just gonna leave that for how many minutes? Massage for 1 to 2 minutes while it warms up and transforms into white cream. Okay. I did not know that. Okay, so I have to massage. So I'm probably gonna use my fingers. 1 to 2 minutes while it turns to white cream and leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes and then rinse it off. Okay, so I'm gonna massage it into my skin. Oh, now I could feel the warmth of it. Ah, definitely, I could feel it. Yeah, using your fingers is much better. I think it's just better to scoop it up with a spatula and just use your fingers to do it. Oh, and it is warming up. Well, anyways, and like that continued for quite some time. I think in total like 7 days or so. And then afterwards, I started my period. So I have really bad cramps. Like it's so bad that like I start like rolling on the ground sometimes and like I have to take painkillers or I can't do anything. I have like the worst cramps ever. So after that, I thought it was cramps. So that took about like 3 days because usually the first 3 days I have really bad cramps. And now it's been probably like 10 to 11 days. And after that, it still hurted during the nighttime like crazy. But during the daytime, surprisingly, like it was okay because I think it was a bad idea. But I kept on getting IVs in the hospitals because I just thought I didn't have energy because I couldn't eat. And of course, I thought it was a stomach problem and I didn't want to eat anything. So around the 14th day, I was just like gone. Like I was just lying there and mentally I was kind of out of it too because I've been suffering like every single night and I did not understand why I wasn't getting better. And I was taking all the medications and things like that. It was so frustrating for me and I was so like just out of it. And it really just got to me. And thankfully, Derek and Derek's mom all kept on saying like, I think something's not right because you know, if it's you would have probably gotten better by now. Like it can't be that, like you have to go get a checkup. You have to go get a checkup. So by this time, like I was just I wasn't even in pain. I was just kind of like just out of it. So I went to the emergency room at 분당 서울대병원, which is a really big hospital in 분당, which is like 20 minutes away from my house. We went to the emergency room and it was packed. It was really packed. And we waited for so long, but afterwards, like I told them my symptoms, like my stomach hurts and it won't go away. 3 doctors said it was just 위염, but I don't know what's going on. I can't eat, like I literally can't like put anything in my mouth and things like that. And we did a CT and we did a blood test and urine test. And like after I did the test, it took me like probably 5 hours because I had to wait. Like there were so many people. But after it was done, like this woman starts coming down from the like wherever, and then she was just like, are you okay? Are you dizzy? And I was like, huh? And she's like, can you please lie down? And then she pushes my stomach. She's like, your appendix bursted, like, and this is an emergency situation. Like your infection level is like 26. For a normal person, they says it's 0.5. So the last time I checked, I was like 3 and then I went down to like 1, so that's why I've been discharged from the hospital, but it was at 26. So she's like, this is such an emergency situation, I want you to get a surgery in within 2 hours, but we're fully booked. There's like no place that you can come in, like we can't like take you, and even for your surgery we could do it tomorrow night. So it's like, this is an emergency situation, you need to go to a hospital that we're partnered up with. So I was like, okay, all right. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was just kind of like out of it, like, okay, so that's why it hurt so much, you know, and that's why like it wouldn't go away. And by this time I'm just waiting, and then another guy comes in. He's like, oh, you know what? Actually, you can't get a surgery right now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, your infection level is so high that if you go into surgery right now, then it's gonna be such a big, huge surgery and difficult surgery that's has like less percentage of being successful. So he's like, what we need to do is give you some antibiotics and do a procedure where they stick like a little tube in my like area where I have the most infection and pus, and they need to drain out all the pus and infection first, and then make sure that I become like, you know, stabilized from the infection and stuff, and then have the surgery for the appendix. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? And they're like, we can't take you in, so we'll send you to someone that used to work for our hospital, but he's really good with surgery and he's really good with this type of cases and things like that. So from that ER room, my dad took me to another hospital, which was about 20 minutes away, which was kind of closer to my house though, which was good. And then from then on, I was hospitalized like right off the bat, and they gave me antibiotics, and I was in the hospital for 1 week. And yeah, that's what happened. But anyways, guys, sorry for all the sad story, but that is basically what happened. And yeah, and I did the procedure, and that hurts a lot. Like, I don't remember I wasn't like put to sleep, but after they did it, I just remember saying, can you please give me some pain like killers? Like, can you please give me more painkillers? Because it hurts so much. Plus, you know, think about it, it's like your flesh, and then they stick a hole in there to make sure, like they stick a tube to suck out all the gunk, you know? So I was just like, oh my gosh, please, painkillers, painkillers. And then they gave me like really strong painkillers, and that got me through the night. And yeah, it was just a really emotional experience, and I'm not gonna cry. But I just cried a lot in the hospital because I was so frustrated at myself and like why I couldn't make the call or the judgment saying, let's go to the hospital, like I'm in pain. Like I was like, why did I stick it through? Like why did I think like, oh, it's gonna go away? I think it was such an unwise choice of me, but I had no idea that my appendix bursted, you know? I've never been through it. Like I said, I've never heard of any close friends or family members who have gone through it. So anyway, so I went through this whole phase in the hospital. Like I was getting much better because of the antibiotics, and they had the tube where all the gunk was getting sucked out. But it was just really emotionally and physically challenging for me because I had to see the tube like that all the gunk was coming out from, and I had to like, it was like right there, and I had to see it every time. And you know, like it's hard for us to even just see blood, but it was just like there all the time. I had to share a room between 3 other people, so it was just really difficult because I felt really nauseous because of all the medicines, and then I would hear someone like barfing through the night, and then I would start like throwing up, and it was just a really, really, really hard struggle for me. But I'm so glad that it's almost over, because I do need to get a surgery for my appendix after 1 month, after my organs are stabilized, because now my infection level is all good in the hood and everything's good. But my doctor told me that my organs, since it has been like very, all the infection was there and things like that, the way that now it's really hard to just go into surgery because it's really hard to work with. So they need about a month or so to stabilize everything, make sure that it calms down to the normal state that it was. And then if they go into surgery, it will be a much smaller just surgery for the appendix. And they would probably need to drill just 3 small holes for me. So yeah, so after 1 month, I do need to get a surgery, and I will be hospitalized for about a week or so. And that is really scary, but I'm just so grateful now that I'm okay and that I'm home, that I could eat, and I feel so much better at home. I don't feel like I'm, you know, sick and things like that. And I came back yesterday. I got Papa John's spicy chicken ranch pizza, large size with like cheese crust. And we have sweet potato mousse in Korean pizzas, so I got that. And it was just so nice. I watched Netflix with my mom. Yeah, and as soon as I woke up in the morning, I was like, I want to talk to you guys. And I want to just let you guys know how I am and where I am at the moment. All your messages from the Instagram posting and all your messages from the community tab, it just, oh my gosh, I'm like getting emotional and I'm looking like this. This is such a bad choice, but mask it was so gross, guys. Like, I just really needed to plump it up. I felt like I literally aged like 10 years. So, but any cowsies, your messages were so sweet. It wasn't even just like, it was just crazy of the amount of messages I got from you guys on Instagram post and the community tab post on YouTube. It was just like the genuine vibe that you guys were praying for me, that you guys were really hoping that I would get better soon, and I just felt that. And through the nights where I was so nauseous I couldn't go to sleep, or the medication really got to me, or just the whole situation, it was like bugging me like really mentally, those comments and some of Paul Kim's songs got me through the night. So I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for your support. But any cowsies, I'm back, feeling better. I'm gonna be a little bit less crazy probably for a month, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I don't want nothing to go crazy in my tummy down there before the surgery. And I think I do need to cancel all my trip to Australia, and I was thinking about going to Japan. I think health comes first right now for me. So for me, what I need to watch out for 1 month is making sure that I don't get a fever, that I don't catch a cold or anything like that. And another big thing is infection levels. So I'm sure that I'm not gonna really do much. I'm gonna be home a lot filming and editing, and maybe going to WISHTREND TV for filming and things like that. You'll be seeing much more, I think, home videos of me doing vlogs, cooking, doing a lot of home DIY skincare routines, because I'm so excited that I get this whole month to just stay home and kind of relax and chillax. But another thing that I've realized through this experience is that I want to talk to you guys about other things too. I feel like just going through this whole experience brought me to this place where I kind of question and I kind of ask myself like of where I am at in my life and what I want, what I truly want, and what I really want for my channel and things like that. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, no matter if I do a video about my just daily life, if I do a video about my skincare, or if I do a video about my vlog with my boyfriend, or whatever it may be. It's just all the support I feel like that I get from you guys is just really something that is very sacred and something that's very special. This experience just made me really grateful for what I do have in my life already. Just the small things I'm so grateful for. And bad idea again to do this emotional talk while I'm doing this mask. But yeah, I'm just asking myself what I really want in my life, what's really important for me. If I go a little bit deeper, I'm asking like what I really want for my channel. Like, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to be passionate for? And of course, it's gonna be about skincare too, but in another sense, I really want to focus a lot on other things that I've always wanted. Maybe just to give you, share little ideas. Like, I always wanted to act a little bit more. I feel like skits are so fun for me, and for me, acting is just really fun, and I really get into the zone and really get into the character. So they'll be really fun if I can do a little bit more of the creative, like a skit or something before a video starts or something like that. So that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I want to go back to dancing. I've been loving dancing for such a long time. I was in the dance team in my high school and in my junior high school years, and I've never really got to go back to it except for when I was a K-pop trainee. And for me, it was like when I was a K-pop trainee, it was a very like stressful experience to be able to practice dancing with my foot that went through a surgery. So that alone like made me forget of how much I love doing dance covers and things like that. So when I get better after the surgery, I really want to do more of that too. And another thing is I'm really passionate about cooking and food and the things that I eat, and I want to be more aware of the healthy choices that I do make in my future, especially when I have gone through this experience too. And my family alone, my dad has he actually cut out like half of his respiratory system. My dad has some respiratory system problems that he has to deal with the rest of his life, and he does get some type of infection in there, so he also has like a tube there to suck out all the gunk or infection that he has, and that has kind of always stuck with our family to be able to eat healthy and to always make sure, basics, but to eat less salty and eat less sugar and things like that. And my mom is also a pharmacist, so she's always very, 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 very cautious of the things that we do eat at our household. I really feel like overall this experience was very, I still don't want to go through it if I have to go through it again, but I feel like I did learn a lot from it. I connected with my dad again because I know that it's totally different. My dad is going through so much more like severe things than me, but my dad also, like I mentioned, has like a tube in his respiratory system. So for me, to go through something similar to kind of help me to relate to my dad, because he's been having the problem all his life and I always forget about it, and he's such a trooper and he's such a good father that I always forget, because he's always so happy, Papa Cho, he's always so jolly. I always forget that he's sick, like that a part of him is always like going through certain pains like throughout the day and things like that, and he doesn't show it much to his family. So to me, he's always just like so really jolly, so I've been forgetting about that. So it has helped me to connect a lot with my parents again, and it also has made my bond with my boyfriend stronger, because I really appreciated all his support and his family support. And yeah, even with my friends, it has made me appreciate life. I'm definitely thankful for the little things. And I need to go now because I think I put this on for too long now. And I think this video, I don't even know how to edit it. But I'm gonna go wash up and I'll be right back, okay? Alright. I'll be back. You guys, my skin looks so good. I'm like in a much better mood. I need to like shave my mustache and I need to trim my eyebrows. There's so much things I have to do. But after laying it all out to you guys, I feel so much better. I just feel like a load off of my shoulders. So thank you guys so much for listening. If it was a little boring for some of you guys. My skin looks really good. It feels really good. My dark circles are still there, but I really love how my skin feels. Really hydrated and really plumped. I could just see a really good effect right off the bat. One thing that was interesting was when I was rinsing it off, it did take a little bit for me to like be able to rinse it off, but it wasn't sticky, when actually it was more slimy. So that was kind of tricky to take off, but it wasn't sticky, which felt good like when I was rinsing it off. And this is actually the skincare routine that I did in the hospital because I literally wash my face once every 2 days or 3 days. Like, to tell you the truth, I did not have the energy with all the medications and like antibiotics to go and wash my face. And the place that I was at, they didn't have hot water, so I would have to go to the next section. Like, I have to walk like 10 minutes to the next section to be able to get like literally lukewarm water. So yeah, so that was that. And what I used was this. So this was a huge help for me because I will wash my face only every 3 days or 2 days. So literally my like nose area felt like strawberries. It was so nasty. It was like I could feel the like little blackheads. I could feel the dead skin cells like everywhere around here and the T-zone. And every time I used this cleanser, it just afterwards my skin felt so refreshed and exfoliated. So this was really good to use for me, and I was really happy that I made the choice to ask my dad to bring it because when we went to the emergency room, I didn't know that I was going to be hospitalized of the day. So I had to ask my dad to bring some of the stuff to the hospital, and I asked him to bring that one. And then I used a KLAIRS toner. I wanted to kind of stick with products that I was very comfortable with because I knew that if I use something new or different that my skin wasn't used to, when my body was in such a bad condition, I knew that I was gonna break out or somehow respond to it. So this was really, this has been my favorite for such a long time. And KLAIRS Supple Preparation Facial Toner, it's like there's a reason why it's really #1. But if you are allergic to any essential oils, you can use the unscented one. But this is definitely something that throughout the season, like no matter what season it is, no matter what kind of skin condition I'm at, I just always kind of go back to this one and I really like it. I also had the LANEIGE refiner too, but that felt a little bit too oily for me, and I didn't want to feel like that at the hospital because I was like lying down the whole time and I was always like putting my hands on my face, which I'm not supposed to do, but I felt so nauseous all the time. I felt like I was touching my face a lot throughout the whole day. So yeah, so this was really, really good for me. So all I did was after washing it, I will use a toner and a cotton pad to just get rid of everything. And then I didn't even have the strength to put on serum. I was just so lazy, but I did use the Propolis a few times when after I couldn't take a shower because of the stomach area where they had the tube. So I had to just wash my feet hair like this, and I had to wash my body like this without wetting that area. And after that, after washing my face and stuff, I felt really refreshed and energized. Then I would use the Propolis 15% Ampoule. But some of the days I didn't even use this. Yes, and I wanted to use this because #1, it's a really hydrating serum, and it feels like it will be too rich or too thick, especially if you do have acne prone skin. But this is actually especially for sensitive skin types and acne prone skin types that wants to fight inflammation. So if you're interested in that, this is a really good serum to use. And I liked this because it just glides on really smoothly to my skin. And I feel like you don't see a drastic difference when you first start using it, but for your acne, you'll see a big difference. And another thing with the Propolis, you know how some products, you don't see a huge difference, but when you stop using it, you see a difference. I think this is something like that. For the days that I did wear serum and for the days that I didn't wear serum, it was kind of different. I would get nosebleeds in the hospital 2 or 3 times because it was so dry. The place was so dry and they needed to make sure that we were really warm, and the weather is so cold in Korea. So the whole system wasn't really as good, and they didn't have humidifiers and stuff like that. So I would get nosebleeds through at night, because it's so dry and things like that. And my skin felt really dry. And the days that I was too out of it to even put on a serum, I think I kind of felt it throughout the day. But yeah, this is the product that I used. I used it on my face, I used it on my body, I used it on my arm because I don't know if you guys can see. Like, do you see the bruises? Like, I got so much bruises. Like here, I got so much battle scars because they had to stick the IV, and it was just like, I always had an IV, like here, there, they would switch it up every 2 days. I would get the antibiotics through there, but every time they did do a blood test, like they did it another like hole and things like that. But even like looking at this made me so sad. I'm like, oh, my poor arm. You know, and I'm like so pale here that the bruises and like the needle scars looked so horrible. I'm like, oh, so it was a battle. It was a battle, but I didn't have blue cream. I really wanted to take KLAIRS blue cream, but it wasn't there. So this is the next thing that I was trying these days after I did a collaborations with Bling Deer, and my boyfriend really loved this cream, and I also really liked it too. This is a new brand that I learned about, Purito, and they have really good line for sensitive skin types. So if you are looking for something that's a little bit affordable, I think this is something definitely that you want to check out. This is the Centella Green Level recovery cream, and it has its EWG, which is green level ingredients, Centella asiatica extract 50%, and it also has niacinamide 2%, so it does help with brightening care, and it does help with wrinkle care as well. But for me, I just feel like it's so mild and it was so gentle, and it looks kind of thick, but it glided really just like lotion when I put it on my face. So for me, I didn't even have a mirror there, you know, so I would, like, without a mirror, I would just do what I'm doing right now. And a little goes a long way for this cream, which feels amazing. And I would put about this much on, like a really thick layer, and it would just keep my skin hydrated throughout the whole like day, or even 2 days, 3 days, or whatever it may be. And then with the leftover, I always just put it on my hand. I made sure to wash my hands often, as much as possible, because it was like the hospital and things like that. But yeah, so this was my skincare routine. I didn't put any sunblock on because there was definitely sun and things like that, but you know, when you're hospitalized, I don't think you have like the energy to put on sunscreen and then wash it every night. So that was that. And some of the things that really helped me out was Modern Family, Netflix. If I didn't have my notebook, I don't know what I would have done, you know what I'm saying? So I watched a lot of new things on Netflix. If you guys do watch it, some of the recommendations is Modern Family is just what it was one of my favorites, but just going back to it, watching something really jolly, excuse me, watching something, oh, excuse me, watching something that was just so jolly like that just made me forget about like totally of where I was at. And another thing that was fun was Dirty John, and Dirty John was really fun too. It was about a story of a woman and a man, Dirty John, and I think she was in her like 40s or so. She had 4 different marriages before. She had like 3 children, and she meets this guy online, and they hit it off really well, and blah blah blah, and they fall in love. But he's like a crazy psychotic guy who is a huge liar, and who is just like addicted to drugs and things like that. And she finds out later on and things like that. It was just like crazy. It was only like 5 to 6 episodes, I think it seemed like, or maybe a little bit more, but I just went through it like in one day. It's just like, it was really fun. And yeah, that was really fun for me. Another thing that helped me a lot was Paul Kim. I always liked a few of his songs, but any of his songs from Paul Kim is just beautiful. He has such a beautiful voice, and he actually re-sang Lee Hai's song Hansum, and it was just like so sad. And it's a very, very comforting, encouraging song, saying like Hansum means sighing, and it just means like you know, you know, just the lyrics, it was just kind of very supportive, like you know, who can understand like, you know, the reason you're sighing, and you know, no one can really understand, but like but good job, like you did such a great job, you're hanging in there and things like that. All the lyrics would just like made me like oh mama, and it just kind of seemed like it was like, you know, talking to me, and his voice is just so beautiful. I'm like, oh my gosh, Paul, I love you. How come I've never discovered you before? And yeah, that helped a lot. And with food, it was really difficult also. Like I couldn't eat. Everything was just like, oh, like everything was just so gross. Like because I didn't eat anything for about like, I don't know, I starved for about like 10 days or like even 8 days. Like I would eat little like white just rice chuk, just porridge a little bit, but it would just make me so sick. And in the hospital it got a little bit better, but like I told you, like with the other the patients being there, and some of them they were like so sick, they were like they broke their thigh bone and things like that, so they had to poo in their diaper, like, and I knew it, and I could hear them, and I could hear them saying, you know, calling like the nurses saying, oh, can you like help me to clean up and things like that. But it was just so difficult for me because I was nauseous already, but knowing it, hearing it, like acknowledging everything that was kind of going on, it was just made me not want to eat anything. So fruits really helped. I started off by eating like pears, or my boyfriend brought me strawberries, so that helped a lot. Like I just wanted something fresh in my mouth. And right now, thank God, I could eat anything that just digests well, that won't give me stomach problems. I really want to, I had pizza yesterday. That was like the first thing that I really wanted. Like I wanted pasta, and I wanted like meatballs and like bad food, you know. I wanted like brownies and cookies. Oh, like I want to dip my spicy wing in my ranch, and I had all of these things later, like as I got better. I just had all of these cravings, and I wanted like jjajangmyeon, I wanted like jjampong, I wanted bulgogi, I wanted like chicken, I wanted 감자탕, and I wanted 김치볶음밥. Anyhow, these. So that's, yeah, what it was. And yeah, so I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier now. But I'm gonna eat like whatever I want to, for sure, like pizza, but I'm not gonna eat anything raw for the whole month. I don't want to risk any type of whatever for my body condition. Not gonna do weight training. I'm gonna hold off on that because I don't want to put any pressure on my stomach too much. I'm just gonna do light stretches and walk around for a little bit. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just giving you an update of my life for the month of February. It was just crazy for me, the 3 weeks. And I am so thankful that I got to share it with you guys. And I know that it was a little bit probably dreadful for you guys because I was going all over the place, and I'm really not good with like speaking on topic because I go off topic so much. But for those of you that are subscribed to my channel, y'all know what's up. I do that all the time. And I'm just so glad to be back and to be able to talk to you guys, because it's what I love to do, you know. And for the next videos, I will be back again. The goofy coolness only that I am. Just wanted to let y'all know that I'm back.